WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football, Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football. Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The Lincoln Rail Splitters are on the air. I'm Bobby V along with Coach Ken Schweitzer. And tonight, the Lincoln Rail Splitters take on the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs, coach. And the Rail Splitters come in 2-1. They won their first 2 games on the road against Charleston and Clinton. And last week we lost here at home at Hanlon Field to Jersey High School. But the Rail Splitters are ready to play again tonight. And they've got some different uniforms on, as you brought up, Coach. They're green with white numerals and the white helmets. And they're going to have a good time tonight up against Mahomet-Seymour.
Yeah, Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs come in 3-0, Bob, and this is going to be probably the toughest game on the schedule for the Railers. Definitely toughest one so far this year, and maybe for the whole season. But the Railers played over at Mahomet last year, and they dropped a 53-22 score, but put some points on the board. And Mahomet's first 3 victories this year, they've given up 14 points each one of them. So the Railers hope to score a little bit tonight and try to play a little defense and hold down this potent offense of the Bulldogs.
An impressive program, 66 guys on the roster, and it's homecoming night here in Lincoln, so a lot of festivities going on.
Yeah, absolutely. All week long, I'm sure a lot has gone on, and the highlight of homecoming has always been the football game, and so hopefully we come up with a good crowd here tonight and cheer on the Railers and hope that they have some success out there on the field.
And as you say that, Coach, they're still filing in, and there is a very good crowd here tonight. Probably a lot of the alumni. There's a lot of reunions going on. Because of COVID, there's some of the years are just packed together to make up for what they missed in the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. So hopefully they have a good weekend here and can talk about a victory here on the field. The Bulldogs from Mahomet-Seymour, they come in with a high potent offense, Bob. They've got some returners from last year. The quarterback comes back from last year, as do their running back and wide receivers, and they put up some impressive numbers here in their first 3 games as they have defeated Morton 51-14. They defeated a conference game Effingham 35-14, and then last week they beat a strong Mount Zion team at Mount Zion 49-14.
As always, the field is in excellent condition. There's not even a wisp of wind. The flag isn't moving at all, and it's another perfect night. This is the 4th night we've done a ball game for the Rail Splitters, and every night's been a perfect one.
Yeah, this is a great night for football. It's going to get a little cool, but not too cold by any means, but be perfect for football. And I was looking for the head coach at Mahomet-Seymour.
The Rail Splitters will be on the defensive end to start the ball game. Up on that front line for the Rail Splitters are Ryan Frugier, Evan Wackendorf, Sebastian Hill, and Frank Sanders. The linebackers are Jaden Ledley, Tate Johnston, and Peyton Johnson. The corners are Christian Brown and Gabe Smith. And the safeties are Colton Glenn and Isaac Decker for the Rail Splitters, and they'll have a tough job trying to stop this potent offense, as you said, Coach Schweitzer.
Yeah, Mahomet is coached by John Atkins, and he's got a great program going there at Mahomet. They were undefeated in the regular season last year. They went 9-0, and I know they won at least a couple games in the playoffs. I think they lost maybe in the third round, but I don't have who to.
Matt Silkowski is the head coach for the Rail Splitters. He's in his 7th year, and it's time for our Me Realty spot, and that's the list of the game. And Coach Schweitzer always had that for us. It's time to check tonight's list of the game, sponsored by Me Realty. List your home with Me Realty when it's time to sell, and if you're looking to buy, check the listings at merealty.com. Take it away, Coach Schweitzer.
Okay, just before the kickoff here, the first key we got is ball control. If Railers get the ball on offense, they've got to try to take some time off the clock and hang on to the ball and get some first downs and move the ball. Number 2, minimize long plays from the opponent. Don't let the Bulldogs get long plays. Make them drive the field, take some time. And then number 3 is eliminate penalties and minimize the mistakes you make out there on the field tonight.
Here's the kickoff, and Mahomet-Seymour's got it. There's a flag on the play. Runner's still on the run on the far side of the field. The kickoff for the Rail Splitters was by Angel Harrow, and we're underway here. And that's tonight's list of the game, brought to you by Me Realty. When you're ready to list your home, contact the professionals at Me Realty. And our kickoff sponsor is Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Don't forget to stop by and see Perry Weinbrenner and the gang, and they'll give you whatever you need to get your construction job done. The Rail Splitters are going to have to hold here. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Mahomet, and they haven't spotted the football yet, but they will here in a second.
It was Christian Brown making the tackle on the far side of the field, Bob, as the runner went clear across the field. The penalty we haven't seen what the flag's for yet, but Christian Brown was able to run him down there and tackle him on the sideline of Mahomet.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, and we just wait for the officials to spot the football. And they throw one to the sideline, and now they spot one at the 35-yard line. So good field position. Mahomet comes in with the orange helmets, the white jerseys, and the black numerals and the black pants. So they run it out of the shotgun. That's their veteran quarterback. He's a big guy. He checks in at 6'5", 220, and there was a penalty on the kickoff, so now they move the ball up to the 45-yard line. Maybe holding, or I didn't get the signal.
It was a 10-yarder against the Railers. I didn't see the signal either, but it was 10-yarder, and they're starting with 3 wide receivers out here. They like to throw that wide receiver screen, so look for that early.
Wyatt Baum, he's a senior, and as I said, 6'5", 220. Out of the gun, and another flag is thrown. 2 flags have already been thrown, and another one against Lincoln.
Well, the defense jumped. Somebody on the line there, I didn't see it was on the far side, and that's who's coming out of the game. That's Sebastian Hill, and so he's out and replaced before a play's run.
Wyatt Baum out of the gun, now at the midfield stripe. 1st and 5. He's going to throw a bullet up the middle, and that's complete. And that young man's going to run into the end zone for the first 6 points of the game, and that didn't take long. 17 seconds into the game, and a touchdown, I believe, that was by Quentin Rogers. Number 5, he's 6'2", 195-pounder, and that was... Well, after all the penalties, I believe it was a 45-yard pass play.
50-yard. He was on the 50-yard line, and he made a nice catch over the middle and had to reach up for it, made a nice catch, and just raced and outran the defense to the end zone.
Okay, we watched this guy in the warm-ups. Number 89 will attempt the extra point. That's Kyle Walmer, 6'2", 240, the kicker. Boom! He blasts that off like a cannon, and all of a sudden, it's Mahomet-Seymour 7, the Lincoln Rail Splitters 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
And they boot it away. Decker's going to get it at the 1-yard line. And he's going to bring it out to the 15, looks for running room along the side to the 20, stays on his feet. There's a flag on the play. He spins out of harm's way, and then he's down to the 35. You can always depend on Isaac Decker. When he gets that football, he's going to get some yardage. But unfortunately, another flag on the play.
And he started at the goal line and got it out to just past the 30, I think. We'll see what the flag is. I'm looking for a signal. It's a hold against the Railers. We haven't played 30 seconds in this game, and Lincoln's already had 3 penalties, Bob.
That's right, Coach Schweitzer. Unbelievable. And a great run by Isaac Decker, but unfortunately, they're going to step it off from where the holding was at the 20, and that's going to take us all the way back to the 10-yard line. And Decker was maybe 6 inches away from the goal line. He brought it all the way out to the 34. We're going to end up with the ball at the 10. Chris Coyne, State Farm Insurance, first down. And I don't know if I should say that's the way we like it, baby, because we don't like being back there. Darren Stevens out of the guns, got the snap, hands it off. Running room, no. Knocked down right at the line of scrimmage, and that was
Christian Brown.
Christian Brown, a junior, 5'6", 135-pounder. He got a little bit, might have got a yard out of it, so it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Rail Splitters.
That's a generous yard, but he looked like that was opening, and it closed in a hurry. Linebacker came in and hit him just as he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Lincoln with the white helmets, the green jerseys, the white numerals, and the white pants as they're playing at home at Hanlon Field on homecoming night. Split to the right side. Here is Gabe Smith for the Rail Splitters on the near side. Stevens out of the gun. Decker in motion. Hands off to his running back, and I believe that is that Johnson? He got a nice blocking off that right side.
I think it was Peyton Bunner, I think.
Peyton Bunner, and some excellent blocking there by Frank Sanders, Joe Dom off that right side. And that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that is the way we like it, baby. Football is at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, and a nice run there by, you said, Bunner. O'Donohue up over the football. Stevens out of the gun in that wing formation. He's got one lone running back. Receivers to each side of the field. He's got the snap. He's got time. He's going to air it out. And it is just a little bit long for the intended receiver. He had a little bit of room on him, but it was a tough one to make a catch on. It was out away from his outstretched arms.
Just slightly overthrown, and he just couldn't quite catch up to it. But the defense was pretty good. He had a defender running right with him.
That was, I thought that was number 6, but no, that was number 9. That was Aiden Crane was the intended receiver. He's a sophomore, 5'5", 130. O'Donohue comes up out with the football. Going to be 2nd and 10 for the Rail Splitters at their own 23-yard line. Stevens, a cool customer, waits for the snap. Decker in motion, gets the handoff, looks for running room, right side, nothing there. He may have been thrown for a loss there, Coach.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think he got quite to the line of scrimmage. Tried to go to the outside, but there was some penetration there by the defensive line, and you're right, Bob. He lost at least a yard on that.
So 3rd down now for the Rail Splitters, 3rd and 11. Early going. Mahomet-Seymour, the Bulldogs lead at 7-0. They struck early on a pass play of 50 yards to Quentin Rogers from Wyatt Baum, their fine quarterback. Split here to the near side. There's a wide receiver for Lincoln, one to the far side. We've got a man in the slot. One of the wings, and the snap to Stevens. He rolls out to his left. He's going to unload, and it is
caught by
Isaac Decker, and it's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby, at the 35-yard line. You watch Stevens in the warm-ups, Coach, and he's very sharp hitting his receivers.
They had somebody going deep, and Decker wasn't quite that deep, and he threw it low, and Decker went down to the ground to catch it, but he got it into his bread basket there and hung on to it. Another first down for the Raiders. This is exactly what we said in the pregame, that the Raiders need to hang on to the ball offensively and move it down the field, and that's what they've done here with 2 first downs.
Mahomet-Seymour 7, Lincoln 0, but the Rail Splitters on the march here on the near side hash mark. Decker goes in motion, gets the handoff. Tries to take it off the right side, and he gets about a yard out of it. Gets across the 35-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. So it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 9 for the Rail Splitters.
Of course, Isaac Decker is a leading rusher for the Railers. In 3 games, he's rushed for 260 yards, Bob, on 35 carries.
Gabe Smith going to check back in for the Rail Splitters. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 160 pounder. He'll be the receiver out there on the far side of the field. Stevens looks across at the defense. Now he looks to the sideline to coach. Talking to the sideline. Now he's ready to go. He's got one lone running back with the wings. He's got the snap. He airs it out long and caught. Nice catch. And he's in for another first down and a great passing play. Darren Stevens threw that right on the money, and the man that caught the pass was Colby Glenn, the junior. Colby Glenn making a great catch on a pass that was just right on the money, Coach.
Yeah, he had decent coverage, too, and Glenn just saw it and reached back for it and made a nice reception and then ran and got a little more yardage on the run.
A laser pass by the junior, number 12, Darren Stevens, and a big pickup there for the Rail Splitters. And that's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. At the Mahomet-Seymour 27-yard line, Gabe Smith splits out wide to the right. Lone running back for the Rail Splitters. Stevens man in motion. Hands it to the man in the backfield off the left side, and he's up to the 25-yard line. And that was Peyton Bunner, the sophomore. Bunner with a 2-yard gain to the 25-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 8 for your Rail Splitters.
From up here, and we got a great advantage from here, it looked like there was some room to cut back to his right, but he certainly didn't see that, and he tried to pick up yardage to the left, and he got a couple yards to make it a 2nd and long, 2nd and 8.
Darren Stevens goes to the sideline to get the play from head coach Matt Silkowski. Now split to the right side. That's Gabe Smith. Stevens again out of the shotgun. Decker on the left wing. Man in motion. Decker now gets the handoff, and they stand him up in the backfield. Unbelievable. 3 tacklers were there. They read that play all the way. And you know Decker, if he gets some running room, he can go, but that was just snuffed right away.
Yeah, he didn't get much help blocking up front that time, and the defense just came across the line of scrimmage and pushed him back to about the 29-yard line, loss of 4.
So that's going to be 3rd down, Rail Splitters. They're going to possibly have to air it out here, and they've been doing a good job of that. 3rd and a dozen for the Rail Splitters. 6:46 left for the first quarter. Mahomet-Seymour leads at 7-0. 3 receivers to the right side for Lincoln. 1 here to the near side. Stevens has got the snap. Rolls out to his right. He's got to unload. He's got his receiver, but it was just up around the line of scrimmage, and he was taken down out there quickly.
Yeah, I don't think he caught. I think it got. I think it
away from
the ground. Yeah, I think he dropped that.
Intended receiver was Christian Brown. So now a 4th and a dozen for the Rail Splitters at the Mahomet-Seymour. Got a nice. He put the football down. I think he gave us some yardage there. A little past the 29-yard line. 6:34. The clock stopped on the incompletion. Stevens can do it. He's got some good receivers. If they can just get a little breathing room, he can hit them with a pass here and a first down.
He had a lot of pressure on that last play.
Stevens out of the gun. He's got to get some good blocking. He looks, and now in trouble. Now he's going to run, and he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. The pressure was tough, and he just couldn't unload the pass. He didn't want to throw an interception. So Mahomet-Seymour is going to take over on downs at the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
Yeah, the defense closed in a hurry on him, Bob. He couldn't find anybody to throw to right away and tried to run it, but the defense stopped him. And, Mahomet, they go 11 offensive players, 11 defensive players, so they're going to be fresh all night long.
No doubt. Wyatt Baum, the big guy, 6'5", 220, the senior. He got a tremendous arm on him. He's going to operate out of the shotgun. 1st and 9 at the 29-yard line. He's getting some good blocking. Got plenty of time. Now he's going to run it at the 30, 35, 40, along the sideline, the 45, at the 50. Stays on his feet, and he's finally taken down. Tackle made there for Lincoln by number 55. That's Nico Sundin, but not before the big gain by the big guy, Wyatt Baum, into Lincoln territory at the 46-yard line. It'll be another 1st and 10 for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
As a 25-yard run, he's 6'5", 220, Bob, and he looks every bit of it. He's a big, tall kid, and he runs well with the ball.
No hell. Here they come again, and now the official blows the action. Injured Lincoln player. Yeah. That is Gabe Smith holding his rib cage, but now he's back up. I think he did. Well, now he goes back down, but I probably just had the wind knocked out of him. He's not limping or anything. You can just tell he's a little rattled. So it's going to be 1st and 10. No huddle. They go Wyatt Baum. He wears the number 12 out of the shotgun. Waits for the snap, looks along the line of scrimmage, and here we go. Baum back. He's got time in the pocket, throws a bullet up and knocked away. Nice job by one of the Rail Splitters there. That was number 17, Johnson, for the Rail Splitters. Peyton Johnson slapped that football away from the intended receiver.
Well, Peyton Johnson's one of the inside linebackers, Bob, and he was trying to get some depth there because that's where they completed that first pass for a touchdown early on, and he got back there just in time to maybe block the view for the receiver.
Second and 10 at the Lincoln 46. Baum, the big guy, he's got the snap, rolls way out to his left, and a nice tackle on the blitzkrieg there. We'll try and pick up that young man.
He got through untouched, Bob, and he just had the speed to beat the quarterback. Is that Frank Sanders, I think.
Big Frank Sanders.
69.
Yeah, he's had a great season, Coach. Frank Sanders. He is only a sophomore. 6'2", 195-pounder, and quick as a cat. 3rd and 10 now. Back at the Mahomet-Seymour 42. Wyatt Baum out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers on the near side, another man in motion. He's got 4 guys over there. Now he throws it the other way. He grabs it. There's a Rail Splitter there. He finally drags him down, and just up around the 46-yard line. That's going to be short of a first down. Trying to pick up who that tackler was.
Yeah, I couldn't see the number over there, but they got a nice yardage out of it. They got to the 44-yard line of the Railers, sets up a 4th and about 9, and then they look like they're going for it right now.
4:54 on the running clock in the first quarter. Mahomet-Seymour leads the Lincoln 7-0. Baum takes his time. Now he's got the snap. Got to put the pressure on. He throws a ball incomplete. It was right into the hands of the intended receiver. That was Quentin Rogers, and the Lincoln Railers are going to take over on downs, and that's going to be a 1st and 10. A Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance 1st and 10, and that's the way we like it, baby. I'm so excited I can't even talk.
I thought maybe they would punt with 4th and long there, but they went for it, and they had a guy over the middle, but just as the ball arrived, he didn't quite catch it, and then he got hit by a defender and made sure he didn't catch it. So the Railers do take over. Pretty good field position on their own 44-yard line.
Well, we knew coming into this season it would be an exciting Lincoln Rail Splitter football team. They're playing a pretty superior team here tonight, but the defense and the offense have both showed up for this ball game tonight. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters at their own 44-yard line out of that wing formation. Darren Stevens, man in motion's and the handoff right side, and that is Peyton Bunner. And Peyton Bunner to the 48-yard line, so he's got a 4-yard pickup, a 2nd and 6. Anytime you can get 4 yards on first down, that's the way we like it.
Yeah, that's a nice run for first down, and didn't get a lot of blocking on right side, but he turned the shoulder and slid through and picked up 4 yards.
First quarter clock running at 4:20. Mahomet-Seymour. How far is that from here, Coach?
That's that far.
Not that far.
That far, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good hour drive.
7-0. They lead it. O'Donohue comes up over the football. 4:05 left first quarter. Clock on the run. We've got 2 receivers here to the near side. And now hustling to the right side, Christian Brown on a wing. And Stevens has got the tackle. Nice block there by Bunner. Oh, incomplete. Intended receiver over there was Gabe Smith. He was well covered. But a nice block in the backfield by Peyton Bunner stopped the blitzer from getting Darren Stevens.
Stevens is getting a lot of pressure now, Bob, as he tries to throw the ball. And so it's going to force him to throw it a little quicker maybe than he wants to. But he's got to do that to get rid of it. But as you said, he got a nice block there to hold off a defender.
Am I seeing things, or is that yard marker out backwards? 3rd and 6 for the Rail Splitters.
I don't know what.
Oh, the lights are just out. It's a 48-yard line.
Oh,
I thought that was a weird number. Stevens going to air it. Oh, it was blocked out of the air, so that's an incompletion.
Well, that's a case of just not having enough time. You know, you had to try to get rid of it, and big hand came up and blocked it, knocked it back in the air, and that is a ball on the 48-yard line.
Rail Splitter's going to have to punt it away. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm going, is that some other language?
Yeah, that's math.
So, as you said, ball at the 48. It was a 4th and 6 for the Rail, or 3rd and 6. Now it's 4th and 6. And now Jaden Ledley, our excellent punter, will kick it away. I believe that's Isaac Decker going to long snap it. Checking in for the Rail Splitters is Evan Wackendorf to do the blocking on the punt. Here's the snap. Nice punt. Boom! Gets it away just in time. High end over end, and it's going to take a Lincoln bounce, a long roll, and it's going to be down at the 10-yard line. And Ledley always steps up and does a good job.
He barely got that off. He had some pressure. A defender got through there, and he just barely got it off. But as you said, got it high, not real deep, but it got a great roll down to the 10.
Well, you know, that guy, he could be in the circus back there punting, because we've seen him make tremendous plays back there when it looked like he wasn't going to get it off in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's inside the 10, actually on the 9. So now the Lincoln defense needs to step up here and not give up anything big.
Wyatt Baum, he's got 3 receivers here on the near side, 1 on the far side of the field, 1 lone running back. Throws it out. The screen pass, as Coach said, to the 15 along the sideline, and finally knocked out of bounds. That was Isaac Decker, no mercy. Blasted him out of bounds, but not before Mahomet-Seymour could get a first down.
Yeah, they like to put extra receivers out there and then throw to one and then have blockers out in front. That's that wide receiver screen, and that worked well that time to the 23.
Near side hash mark, 3:32 on the clock for the first quarter. Baum's got the snap. Wants to fire, he does. If he caught it, it's a shoestring catch.
I think he caught it. There was a Railer right there on defense to stop him, but I think he went down low and made the catch out to about the 28.
Of course, one of the Rail Splitters waving it off, but official's going to make his call. No huddle, 2nd and a nickel for Mahomet-Seymour, the Bulldogs. 2 receivers here on the near side, 2 on the far side of the field. No running backs. Baum's got the snap. Throws it right up the middle. Whoa. Incomplete. I was hoping somebody could pick that off.
Yeah, he just overthrew his receiver, and Lincoln had good defense. The cornerbacks were back there, safeties, I mean, and had him stop. Would have had him stopped if he caught it.
3rd and 5.
I like your idea, Bob. Interception would be great.
Yeah, excellent. Run it back. 3:01. The clock stops on the incompletion. 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 on the far side of the field. Now there's 2 running backs with Baum, and he's going to hand it off left side, and I believe that was that Decker that wrapped him up?
Yeah, he got a first down. We've seen him throw a lot here in this first period, Bob, instead of running the ball, but that was Luke Johnson, their good running back, and he gets it out to the 38-yard line.
That was Peyton Johnson on the tackle for the Rail Splitters. 2:53 first quarter. Baum's got it. Hands off to his tailback. He's at the 45, 50, 45, finally knocked down. See who that was.
Yep, same guy.
Johnson again.
First down brought down by
Isaac Decker on the tackle for the Rail Splitters. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Lincoln 45. Baum's got it. Again, hands off to the tailback. Got to get a hold of him, and that is for Lincoln on the tackle. That is Colby Glenn for the Rail Splitters, but not before the Bulldogs of Mahomet-Seymour get another first down.
That's 3 straight first down, 3 plays, 3 first downs, and they're just ripping off big yardage now on the ground.
No huddle offense, as we said. Wyatt Baum, 2:37, remains in the first quarter. They lead at 7-0. Now this time he's going to pass. Good pressure, throws it long and complete for the touchdown. That, I believe,
that's Quentin Rogers.
39-yard touchdown pass. Fly ball to Quentin Rogers.
Quentin Rogers, that's his 2nd touchdown catch. That'll make the score Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs 13, Lincoln Rail Splitters 0 with 2:31 left in the first quarter. And the big man will attempt to boom it through the uprights. 6', 240, Kyle Walmer. He's a senior. A lot of seniors on this ball club. We wait for the snap. There's the placement. There's the kick. And no doubt about it, it's 14-0 in favor of Mahomet-Seymour. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Field, a touchdown by the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. All the kickoffs sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Check in with Perry Weinbrenner out there and the gang. They've got all kinds of equipment. Get the job done for you. Walmer going to kick it away. The big guy from his own 40 booms it away, and that's going to be Isaac Decker at the 4 to the 5. Here he is at the 10, the 15, looks for the blocking. There's the 20, and he still keeps on the fight and gets up to about, I'll say, the 23-yard line. Well, it'll be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby.
2:24 left in the first period with the Railers trailing 14-0, and it's really imperative for them to get some first downs here and control the time of possession here and go down the field and keep the ball out of the hands of the offense of Mahomet.
Stevens out there, the quarterback. Ledley's the tight end. One of the receivers is Colby Glenn. And the Rail Splitters get ready as O'Donohue comes up over the football. Glenn splits wide to the right. Decker is the left wing out there. Stevens out of the shotgun, needs some blocking. He hands it off, and here he comes making the turn. Got some yardage to the 25-yard line. And was that number 1 for the Rail Splitters?
Carrying the ball?
That's Christian Brown for the Rail Splitters on the run.
He kind of not tripped, but fell over his own blocker out there. Number 11, Peyton Bunner, was out there to block, and he kind of ran into him, which might have slowed him down a little bit. He got out to the 26-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Rail Splitters. Minute 50 left in the first quarter on homecoming night here from Hanlon Field in beautiful Lincoln Community High School. Glenn to the near side, the lone wide receiver for Lincoln. Man in motion's Decker. They hand it off right side, and we got at least back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think that's all he got out of it. Yeah, exactly. No running room there off the right tackle. There was just closed in a hurry and no hole to run through.
3rd down and 7 for the Railers.
3rd and 7 for the Rail Splitters. At about the 27-yard line, just across the 26. Minute 6 left in the first quarter. Stevens, as he does, goes to the sideline and get the plays from Coach Silkowski. And now split here to the near side. We've got Colby Glenn. Far side of the field's Kenai Carson. Here's Stevens along the sideline, and he just throws it away. A lot of pressure on him. They knocked him down, and the receiver was covered. So Lincoln's going to have to kick it away on the 4th and 7 at the 26.
Yeah, with the pressure he has, it's hard to throw the deep ball, Bob. He's tried to, but that time he wasn't close to his receiver.
Keon Carson now checking in for the Rail Splitters. 45 seconds remains on the first quarter clock. The Bulldogs of Mahomet-Seymour lead the Rail Splitters 14-0 on 2 touchdown strikes from Wyatt Baum to Quentin Rogers for the Bulldogs. Jaden Ledley on the long snap from Isaac Decker will punt it away. There it is. Nice snap, and he boots it away. It's going to sidewind over here and go out of bounds. Oh, got a good bounce there. And let's see what the official calls it. He's going to call it right at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
There's still a lot of pressure coming in from their left side, and we've got some protectors back there, and I'm not sure whether or not picking him up. But, again, forced Ledley to kick it a little quicker than he wanted to.
Ball at the 50. As I said, 1st and 10, Wyatt Baum and his troops come back on the field with the orange helmets, the white jerseys, the black numerals, and the black pants. 36 and a half seconds left for the first quarter. Bomb out of the gun. Waits for the snap. 2 receivers far side of the field, 1 here on the near side. He's got time, and he throws a high looping pass, and way too long. Good coverage out there by the Rail Splitters. Going to make it 2nd and 10 now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he shows us his arm. He's got a great arm there, but he overthrew his receiver quite a bit, and so just incomplete pass sets up a 2nd and 10.
At the 50, 29.6 seconds. Clock stops on the incompletion. Bomb, the big guy, 6'5", 220, a senior. He's got a tailback in there with him. Receivers, 2 to the far side of the field, 1 here to the near side. They give it to the tailback. Off the left side, he's at the 45, finally tripped up after he gets the first down. The man that grabbed him by the ankles was number 22, Jaden Ledley, on the tackle for Lincoln.
Yeah, he just runs through the middle and gets past the line of scrimmage in a hurry before linebackers in the secondary and come up and make a stop, but he got to the 39 on 11-yard pickup.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Quickly out of the huddle. Bomb's goes to the tailback again at the 35, 30. Stays on his feet at 25. He's at the 20, 15, 10, and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he was close to the end zone, Bob. He just went out inside the 5. I think they're going to maybe put it at the 4-yard line, but that was a 35-yard run up the middle, and then he cut to the outside, and the Railers were just chasing him.
That was Isaac Decker that knocked him out of bounds, so it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs with 9.8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bulldogs lead the Rail Splitters 14-0 on homecoming night from Hanlon Field on a beautiful night for football. Bomb and the Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage. This time he comes up at center off the right side. The big push by the offensive line. There's no signal by the officials yet.
He got down to about the 1 yard. Now we got a flag flying. Something was said or done there after the play was over.
That's going to end the first quarter. Mahomet-Seymour 14, Lincoln 0. But we'll wait right here and see what the penalty was. May run a play with no time on the clock.
They got it marked on the 1 yard line. It looks like maybe it's the 2. But we'll see what the penalty's going to be.
We've seen this before where they run plays with no time on the clock. Checking in for the Rail Splitters, that is Sebastian Hill. He got a start tonight. He's a senior, 5'6", 240-pounder. As you come in on homecoming night along the boulevard on Wyatt Avenue, you see the names of all the cheerleaders and the pom-pom girls and the football players. Very impressive all along the 21 lights there of Wyatt Avenue.
So it's a penalty against the Railers. It'll be half the distance.
And now the first quarter has officially ended with the score. Bulldogs 14, Rail Splitters 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Here, Bob, but I guess with our window closed, we wouldn't get one anyway.
We better wear some goggles. 2nd goal. Bomb, hands off, tailback. Didn't pick up who he was, but he got a touchdown. So that's going to make the score here to start the second quarter. Mahomet-Seymour 20 and Lincoln 0. The attempt on the extra point will be made by Kyle Walmer. Watching him in the warm-up, 6', 240. He was booming in from about 35 yards out. He tried one from 40, but he didn't make it. Of course, you got the 10 extra yards with the end zone. On the placement, that's going to be Adam Dyer. Walmer kicks it, and it's through the uprights. That'll make it 21-0 in favor of Mahomet-Seymour. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha ha.
For the Rail Splitters, it's Kenai Carson, number 24, and number 13, Isaac Decker. Here's the kick, high in the air, going to be picked up by Decker at the 3 to the 5. There he is to the 10, to the 15, on his feet at the 20, the 25, still on his feet at the 30, out across the 35-yard line goes Isaac Decker, a running machine, and as Coach told you, the leading rusher for the Lincoln Rail Splitters. He's a senior. Coach, he's been doing that since he was a sophomore.
Well, and he's got speed too. I mean, maybe it's deceptive speed, but when he sees an opening, he shoots through it, Bob, and he's got speed enough to outrun some defenders, and he did just that right there to get out to about the 32-yard line.
You said it just right, Coach. He's very wary. He's aware of where everybody's at, and as you said, he's got the speed to do it. Stevens out of the gun, in the motion. Oh, man. Big rush there, knocks Stevens down the backfield. Good sportsmanship as they help him up.
He faked a handoff there and was trying to go back and to look for a receiver and throw, but he had no time because the defender came in untouched and just wrapped him up and took him down on the 30-yard line. A big loss, as you said.
You're right, Coach. Faked the handoff to Keon Carson, but now back to the 30. Going to be 2nd and 17 for the Rail Splitters. Probably going to have to air it out here, but you got to have time to throw it.
Yeah, he hadn't had time to throw. He didn't have much time in that first quarter at all, and right there, the pressure, he just didn't have any time right at all.
So the Bulldogs come in 3-0, come off a big victory last week, 49 points against Mount Zion, and that's who we play next week on the road.
Yeah, and Mount Zion's got they're 2-1. That was their first loss.
Stevens waits for the snap from O'Donohue. He's got it. Rolls out to his right. Throws it low up and low. Isaac Decker.
Wide open, but
man. Two flags on the play. He's got to get rid of the pass so quickly he can't throw it that accurately.
Yeah, he just had to get rid of it. And
wow.
But Decker was wide open.
He catches that, he's gone.
There's a blown coverage defensively there. Railers had 2 receivers deep and only 1 defender there.
Darren he's just got to whip it out of there as quick as he can.
Yeah, let's see what these flags are.
11:06 left here in the second quarter. Bulldogs lead the Rail Splitters 21-0.
They had somebody ejected, I think.
Wow. Might have took a
illegal hit of some sort.
Late shot at Darren in the backfield. He's over on the sideline talking to Coach Silkowski. He's all right.
Boy, you mark this off too.
Was 2nd and 17 on that play, so we won't lose it down, but we'll pick up some yardage. That's going to be a 15-yarder, and that's going to take us way on down the field, short of a first down, but at the 45-yard line. Must have been a dirty shot out there for a player to get kicked out of the game.
Well, I thought that was a signal, and of course we don't know who it was, so we can't tell, but
as I said, ball spotted at the 45. Ledley and Stevens come back on the field. Stevens always a team leader. You can tell just by his the way he acts out there with the players.
And that's what you expect from your quarterback to lead the team, and that's what he's done here all season so far.
So it's going to be a 2nd and I'd say 2 for the Rail Splitters. 11:06 left in the third quarter. As I say, the Bulldogs lead it 21-0. You're listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter football, the Lincoln Rail Splitter experience on 96.3 FM. WLCNonline.com. Lloyd Kirby up on the deck, bringing it to you, along with Joe Lee back at the station. Stevens out of the gun, the wing formation, 1 lone running back, man, and that's Keon Carson. He breaks 1 tackle, but he breaks 2 tackles, stays on his feet, and there he goes at the 40 to 35. Adios, muchacho, and the flag on the place, the 10-5 touchdown, and a Did you say a flag on the play?
Yeah, there's a flag at midfield,
brother.
and I'm sure that's going to bring that back.
He broke 2 tackles. 2 guys had him wrapped up in the backfield, and he broke the tackles, and he took off like a rocket.
Yeah, I thought he almost went down, but as you said, he was able to break that tackle, and then when he cleared the secondary, it was just a sprint to the end zone. But that flag came out early, and it's going to be a hold, I think, against the Railers.
Wow. What an exciting runner and a tough kid, man, breaking 2 tackles. A couple big guys back there grabbed him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get tackled in the backfield at first, Bob, until, as you said, he broke that tackle, and he's exciting to watch run.
They take the ball back to the 40. The ball actually was like at the 50, and the hold was at the 50.
Yeah, we started at the 45, so from the line of scrimmage, we lost 5 yards, but we lost a touchdown too. But maybe the hold is what sprung him too. You can't tell.
Yeah, you're true. We went from a touchdown to a 3rd and 7 at the 40. Yeah. Well, here we go again. Give it to him again. 2 receivers here to the near side. Stevens has got the snap. Rolls out to his right. He's got some time this time. He's going to unload. Caught. And on the run. And on a first down, a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters. Keon Carson at the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you what that's a 30-yard pickup there. But what was scary, we had 2 receivers. Decker was there right there too. I think it was Decker. And I was afraid Carson was going to tip it and Decker wasn't going to catch it. But Carson made the catch.
Yeah, he certainly did. I was with you. I was thinking Isaac was going to catch it. Now it looks like
Mahomet took a timeout.
Mahomet has taken a timeout. They lead at 21-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I'm out on the field.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Running it.
That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters at the 30 on that exciting pass play from Darren Stevens to Keon Carson.
Go ahead. Sorry, this drive started on our own 37, the Railer 37. They're now into Mahomet territory.
Number 54, Joe Dom, the right guard for the Rail Splitters. Stevens, here's the snap, fakes the pitch in the backfield, rifles it along the sideline.
They caught it.
He caught it. Let's see who it was.
I think it's Bunner.
Peyton Bunner.
Nope, Decker.
Isaac Decker. I tell you what, you better have some good hands if you're going to catch a Darren Stevens pass, and Isaac Decker's got some good hands.
I think that's down to about the 23 for 7 yards.
2nd and 3 for the Rail Splitters at the 24-yard line. Stevens out of the gun, 1 lone running back. And he hands it off right side. That's Isaac Decker, and he fights to the 20-yard line. 4-yard pickup there for Decker. They had him wrapped up, and he dove backwards to get just across the 20. That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters on an Isaac Decker run off the right side. Again, that's Joe Dom and Frank Sanders over there blocking on that right side. O'Donohue ready for the snap to Stevens. At the 20, here's the snap. Stevens rolls out to his right and on his heels, still gets the pass off, and it's caught, and it's going to be another first down.
I think that's Keon Carson on the catch. I'm not sure. Yes, it was.
2 guys on the rush. Darren Stevens almost jumps up in the air, back on his heels, and he throws a pinpoint pass to Keon Carson, and they're going to spot it. Looks like the 6-yard line. And that's Chris Coyne, 1st and goal for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby, at the 6.
And he passed that under pressure, as you said, Bob. He had a defender coming at him, and he was able to get rid of it.
Stevens out of that wing, the lone running back. And he handed
Carson.
it off. Keon.
Touchdown.
Yes,
Touchdown.
sir. Yes, sir. That is a Joseph Patrick Ryan Country Financial touchdown for the Rail Splitters. Compliments of Keon Carson, and the blocking there on that left side by Evan Walkendorf and Tate Johnston and Jaden Ledley. They were the guys that got the opening over there for Keon Carson, and he dances into the end zone to make the score. Bulldogs 21, Rail Splitters 6. And now to attempt the extra point for the Rail Splitters, that's Angel. He'll attempt to put it through. Angel Harrow, the junior. O'Donohue will snap it, and Decker will place it down on the field. Boom. Angels kick is through the uprights to make the score. Bulldogs 21, Rail Splitters 7. You're listening to 96.3 FM somewhere over the radio on this beautiful evening. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Yeah.
Tried to counsel a few kids once in a while.
Chicago Street Rentals kickoff. That's Angel Harrow.
Oh, out of bounds.
And he kicks it out of bounds. It's a rare kick for Angel. He'll go back and get the ball. So you counseled a few kids, and well, I saw the head secretary of the guidance council today.
You did?
Yeah, they always were sending me down there. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, nobody came down there for trouble, did they? No, that was the principal's office. You were in the principal's office for that.
I didn't go there.
No,
I was underachieving was my problem. I was looking out the window wishing I was out on Prim Road going to Salt Creek probably.
So did they tried to straighten you out.
They did.
Did it work? That's the question.
I know. Well, I'm still here. I'm still at Lincoln Community High School. Out in the back. They just keep me out in the backyard, but they don't let me in the building. So they're going to let the Angel kick away. There was a penalty, and we lost 5 yards, but he's going to get to kick it away again.
Yeah, they have a choice. They can take it on the, and I'm not sure now if it's 35 or 40, whatever, on 35, or they can have you kick off, and they elect to have us kick off again.
That's a Chicago Street Rentals kickoff. They're our fine sponsor, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Here's Angel on the approach, kicks it away from the 35. Now he booms it away to the 11, to the 15. The running back to the 20 at the 25. He's got running room.
He's got speed, too.
He's going to go. He had the big hole, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Bulldogs now with another 6. That's going to make it 27-7.
That was an 89-yard kick return.
89-yard romp. I better drink some water. So they'll attempt the extra point. Holding. Oh, timeout. Hold it. Don't count that touchdown yet.
Yep, it's coming back for a penalty. I certainly didn't see where the flag was, but we're not going to object.
Jaden Ledley out there talking to the official. I believe he's one of the captains for Lincoln.
Well, and then again, that may be what sprung him through for the touchdown too, the running room because of the hold. So a break for the Railers. That was happened back on the 25-yard line, so it's going to go back to about the 15.
Nice break for the Rail Splitters. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 15-yard line. They lead at 21-7. 9:24 left in the first half. No huddle. Wyatt Baum, the big guy out of the gun, 6'5", 220. Looks around along the line, and now he's ready for the snap from his center. He's got it. Hands off to his tailback, and he's got some running room, and he's finally taken down. And that tackle made by Colby Glenn for the Rail Splitters. Colby wears the number 8. He's a junior, 5'11", 160, and he's done a lot of tackles for Lincoln. That's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 27. Baum out of the guns, got the snap, hands at the tail again, stays on his feet, and nice tackle at the 30.
That's Johnson, number 17.
Peyton Johnson.
Luke Johnson, the ball carrier.
Yeah, he did a nice job. Luke Johnson, their running back, he seems to be able to run wherever he wants, but Peyton came in and made a nice tackle there for a short gain.
He's a senior, 5'8", 165-pounder. Peyton Johnson, 2nd and 7 at the 30 for the Bulldogs. Wyatt Baum's got the snap, fakes the handoff, throws up the middles, got his man on a 1st down, and a nice textbook tackle there by Isaac Decker, but not until the Bulldogs got a 1st down. He wrapped him up right away, but it was a wide open pass play, and the ball now being placed at the Bulldog 43-yard line. No huddle. Wyatt Baum out of that shotgun.
That was just a back out of the backfield for that pass over the middle.
He's going to roll to his right. He's got plenty of time. Throws it along the sideline, and a nice catch. Out of bounds.
Let's see what they're calling.
Outstretched arms. A nice catch right along the sidelines. But
I think he was out. They're bringing it back.
He ran out of real estate over there, so they bring it back. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 43.
Yeah, that was a nice play. They had some nice blocking, and he rolled to his right and had a receiver down there, but he was just out of bounds when he made the catch.
Baum's got a golden arm on him. He can fire that football. And now he waits for the snap. He's got it. Hands to his tail. Hands to his tailback. Stays on his feet. He's got a 1st down and more. Finally, about 4 Rail Splitters have got to drag him to the turf. And that's going to be at the Lincoln 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 8:14 remaining in the first half, and the Bulldogs lead the Rail Splitters 21-7. As Coach told you, this is a big program. 66 guys on the roster, and nobody goes both ways. They bring the offense and then the defense. Baum out of the gun. 3 receivers on the right side, 1 here to the near side. Long counts, got the snap. Got time, steps up in the pocket, fires it over the middle, incomplete. Ooh, baby. I thought maybe we could pick that off, but no dice.
We could have got it off his hand. Yeah, we had a couple green jerseys down there, but that was a bullet, a hard throw, and the receiver just wasn't able to hang on. He was open. If he could have caught it, had a nice gain, but they're no huddle, so we don't have time to tell you about what's going on the sideline over there. We will later.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. No receivers out there. They hand it to the man in motion. That's number 17. I'll tell you who he is in a second. He's got a 1st down and more along the sideline, and then he's finally taken down.
Yeah, we got a flag in the backfield here.
That was Valiant Walsh. 5'9", 165-pounder.
That's going to be a 10-yard holding penalty, I believe, against the Mahomet Bulldogs.
That young man, Valiant Walsh, is usually a wide receiver. He's a senior. And that big break there for the Rail Splitters on the penalty. So now it's going to be 2nd down and long as they step it off back into Mahomet-Seymour territory. He's walking to Mount Pulaski at the 45-yard line. And like you said, Coach, no huddle, no time to wonder why. Wyatt Baum waits for the snap. He's got it.
Oh, a little hold there again, but they didn't see that one.
There they go. They get that nice blocking out in front, and he's ran down from behind. That's Peyton Johnson ran him down from behind, maybe just short of the 1st down.
Yeah, that was their running back, Johnson. Luke, I think his first name, Luke Johnson, on the catch and the big run after the catch.
So it's going to be 3rd down and short.
3rd down.
Baum's got the snap. And he gets good blocking. He's going to get the first down himself. The 25, the 20, the 15, and he stays along the sidelines. Finally wrestled out of bounds just short of the pylon.
Yeah, he doesn't go down easy. As we said, he's a big guy, and he just kept running and almost got to the goal line. Let's see where they're going to place it.
It'd be like me trying to tackle you, Ken.
2-yard line.
It'd be hard.
Well,
you're not as fast as
I was going to say, he can run. That's
first and goal. Out of the gun. Wyatt's got it. Hands to the tailback.
He's in.
And there's the signal. He's in for the touchdown. Finally, they got 27 points. They had it earlier, and they took it away. And now the official talking, believe, to the quarterback.
Touchdown, Luke Johnson.
And he's done talking to him. Luke Johnson in for the touchdown. And the big guy is going to attempt it. 6 foot 240, the kicker, Kyle Walmer. Going to kick it on the placement. That's going to be Adam Dyer. Looking for 21 points here, Walmer. Here's the snap, the placement, the boot. No doubt about it. Kicks it out onto Pulaski Street, and that'll make it 28-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Holland, Berry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland, Berry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism, and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
As Walmer gets ready to kick it away, here's the approach from his own 40-yard line, and the football is going to come down to Isaac Decker at the 3, up to the 10 to the 15. He goes to the 20, cuts to the outside of the 25. They wrap him up. He stays. He's pulling the whole football team, Coach, all the way down to the 37-yard line. They had 3 guys wrap a bear hug around him, and he just kept running.
It was fun to watch. He just came up and he wanted to cut to the inside, but there was a lot of white shirts, so he kind of stayed to the outside and tried to pick some running room, and he did. And then, as you said, a host of white shirts were there tackling him, and he carried him with him out to the 37-yard line. Great return.
Well, he's one of those wrestler-type guys. They're tough. He's a senior, 5'10", 155, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby. Stevens into the huddle, talks to his team. Now checking into the lineup for the Rail Splitters. That's Noah Rochelle. He's a senior, 6'1", 250. We're down to who snaps it. Hand off in the backfield. And that is Keon Carson. And he battled. They might give him the spot at the 41-yard line.
He got 4 or 5 yards on that before they bent him back. But, he's not going to overrun anybody, but his quickness and speed is what gets him out there, and he'll break one yet.
Yeah, they gave him 4.5, so it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Rail Splitters. 6:14 left for the half. Mahomet-Seymour leads our Rail Splitters 28-7. Stevens has got the call from Silkowski, goes into the huddle.
Well, the best thing for the Railers now would be about a 6-minute drive and a score.
We'll take it. Receiver here to the near side for the Rail Splitters. He's the lone receiver, man in motion. And they hand off to the fullback. Nice run, strong run. That's Bunner. And I think he's going to get a first down, Coach.
Yeah, he did a nice job coming off the right side, his right side, and got a little blocking at the line of scrimmage, and then carried a couple defenders with him out to the, and he put 2 hands around the ball, make sure he hung on to it.
He had his arms around like that. He was hanging on to a can of stew on the Sangamon River, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby. At the Lincoln 48-yard line. 5:30 left for the first half. 28-7 over the Rail Splitters in favor of the Bulldogs on homecoming night from Hanlon Field. You wouldn't want to be in school when Hanlon was the principal. You better behave. There's the snap to Stevens. Throws in the backfield. That's Keon Carson looking for running room, and he's got it along the sideline. Runs out of bounds, just short of the first down.
Flag on the far side there. I don't know if he got hit out of bounds or not, but he kind of had to give a little ground there as he was running to the left side, and then he found some running room and got it up to the 46-yard line of the Mahomet-Seymour. And now we'll see what the flag is.
Second down now. Checking in for the line into the lineup for the Rail Splitters is Christian Brown. Keon Carson coming out, getting a breather, getting some water. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness against Keon Carson. Now Kenai Carson's going to check in.
Yeah, I think he was out of bounds when they hit him, and that necessitates a 15-yard walk-off down to the 31.
1st and 10. That's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down. That's the way we like it, baby. Unnecessary roughness against Keon Carson. He's still taking a break here on the sideline. He's going to be all right. His brother Kenai checks into the lineup. Darren Stevens out of the shotgun's got the snap. He's got time this time. Hiskey throws it deep. Oh! And incomplete. 2 guys on the coverage.
And now there's a penalty up around the line of scrimmage.
On the line of scrimmage.
Well, I mean, that came in just now after the play was over.
2 guys all over Kenai Carson.
Yeah, that was great coverage out there on him, and he threw as well as he could. I guess if he could throw a little longer, he might have had a chance, but it was good coverage, and the penalty, this one's going against the Railers, I'm afraid. No, maybe not. Yes.
Yeah. And Marcia from the 31 back towards
a lot of extracurricular going on out there. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but it's not good.
10-yarder. Nope, 15.
Personal foul against the Railers.
Personal foul against the Rail Splitters back to the 44-yard line of Mahomet-Seymour. So that's going to be what, 2nd and long? Or do we keep the first down?
No, it's first down. It's
first down and long.
Although I thought the flag was after the play, so let's wait and see if they change that. But
the scoreboard says 1st and 22.
Yeah.
5:07 left in the second quarter. Mahomet-Seymour leads Lincoln 28-7. Darren Stevens, a junior, out of the shotguns. Got the snap. Rolls out to his right. He throws along the sideline. Go! Incomplete. Decker just couldn't get over to it. It was pretty much out of bounds.
Yeah. Again, like most of the game, a lot of pressure on Stevens trying to roll to his right and find somebody, and white shirts are bearing down on him, and he gets rid of the ball, but has a hard time hooking up with his receiver because of that.
And as you've always said, Coach, it's tough when you're on the run like that, rolling to throw a football accurately.
Yeah, at least he's rolling the right way for him as a right-hander, but still, yeah, it's hard to hit your receiver when you're on the run.
2nd and 22 at the 44. 5:02 left for the first half. Darren Stevens, one lone running back out of that wing formation. He's got it. Hands off to his fullback. He's wrapped up for a loss.
That was a bunter, but yeah, no blocking there. That defender just came pouring through without being touched and got him in the backfield.
They're going to spot it at the 48-yard line, so somewhat of a loss there. Kenai Carson now going to check back in for Jaden Ledley. 2nd and 24, lost 2 there, the Rail Splitters. They were at the 46, now they're at the 48.
I think it's 3rd down now.
3rd and 24.
Yeah.
Darren talking to Coach Silkowski. Drummers are getting a little wound up over here in the student section. Still talking it over. Now talking to the official.
They're going to take a timeout, I think.
Timeout. You're right, Coach, for the Rail Splitters with 4:14 remaining in the first half. Lincoln trails the Bulldogs 28-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
All right.
Lane, Jolie's son, caught a ball at the Cardinal ball game, and he looks like a happy young man.
Yeah, who wouldn't be if you caught a ball at the ballpark?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Excellent. Okay, 4:14 left in the first half, and the Bulldogs lead the Rail Splitters 28-7. You're listening somewhere over the radio to 96.3 FM. Coach Ken Schweitzer with me. I'm Bobby V, and we're having fun up here in the press box, the brand new press box. Well, I guess this is the second year of it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's a third and long for the Railers, trailing 28-7 here with 4:14 left in the second quarter.
About time to bust a big play loose. Two receivers here to the near side. Keon Carson, the lone wing on the right. Here's the snap. And going to throw it. And almost picked off at the 30. So now it's going to be 4th and 24.
Their defense has 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers, and they were all coming on that play. They had 6 rushers, and so Stevens just found a receiver, but underthrew him a little bit, and it was lucky it wasn't picked off.
Jaden Ledley going to punt it away for the Rail Splitters. It'll be Isaac Decker on the long snap for the Rail Splitters. Very important job. Ball right at the center of the field on the red L of the Rail Splitters. 2 players back deep for the Bulldogs. Here's the snap. Nice snap. Booted away. May have got a hand on it. He's picked up on the dead run along the sideline, and this player is going to go all the way for a touchdown. Well, no, there's one Railer there. He may stop him. No.
He just cut back to the inside, and I see no flags down. We do have a Railer down.
I think that somebody may have got a hand on that ball.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, I was surprised if he didn't, because he got in there like he always has.
That's going to make the score Bulldogs 34, Rail Splitters 7.
I don't know if that's who that is. I can't tell. 60-something, I think, down, but we were not going to speculate. But so that was, we didn't even see where he caught the ball, but that had to be about at
the 30.
So at least a 70-plus yard return.
Yeah. And he just caught it on the dead run. And he was off.
Oh, yeah, it bounced. He didn't catch it in the air. It hit the ground and it rolled, and that's what he picked it up off the bounce.
So they're trying to straighten things out on the field with the injured player. And Mahomet-Seymour still got to kick the extra point.
Well, they haven't put any points on the board yet either, I don't think.
The Lincoln player is all right. Just had the wind knocked out of him. Is that 68?
Yeah, I think
is that Walkendorf?
Yeah, I think it is. No. Let's see.
It's
Noah Rochelle.
Yeah, Noah Rochelle. He's
ball back to the 36-yard line.
So, must have been a penalty.
So no score.
I never saw a flag, but
I didn't either. We'll take it.
I don't know what happened. We've got it at the 36-yard line, so we obviously they've got it at 36. First
bomb out of the guns, got it. Screen pass dropped. Is that a lateral?
No, he was ahead of the pass.
Ooh. Well, now it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the 36.
Okay, so we punted where he must have been down or something where the punt was.
Oh, his knee touched?
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I didn't see that at all, but he must have or something. Anyway, that's why they had a first down at the 36-yard line.
3:49 left for the half. Bombs got the hands to his tailback. He's got running room up the middle. Taken down close to a first down.
He's just short, but...
Luke Johnson, the ball carrier.
Tackle made by, that's Angel Harrow on the tackle for the Rail Splitters.
Clock's running, 3:30 left here at the half.
Here's the snap, tailback again. Got the first down and more. Finally, that's Jaden Ledley. Had him by the ankles.
Johnson, the ball carrier. And first by Jaden Ledley.
On the assist there, also helping out, was Johnson. Peyton Johnson was also in on the tackle.
49-yard line, first down.
1st and 10. 3:13 left. Tailback again. First down, still on the feet.
Oh,
and
nice wrap.
Nice tackle. Trying to see who that's. Colby Glenn on the tackle for the Rail Splitters.
He nice form there. He kind of got knocked over, but he wrapped him up and wasn't going to let him go. You know, Luke Johnson, I think I read that he had 340 yards last week.
He's a running machine.
Yeah, we haven't stopped him.
Walkendorf checks in for the Rail Splitters. Baum's got the ball. Throws along the sideline, a screen pass, and finally tripped up. On the tackle was Isaac Decker for the Rail Splitters.
That's a interesting play.
It is. I've never seen that before.
He it almost looked like Canadian football, like he was on the run before the snap, but he wasn't. But he came from the backfield and ran up and made the catch. And
16-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 16. Tried to pull us offside. Baum's pointing at the offender, but no call. Wyatt Baum, 6'5", 220. He's got the snap. Throws it high and long in the end zone. And that is a touchdown. Nice catch. Went high. Tall kid there. That's Trey Peters, 6'5", 160. Went up and caught that ball. Just outreached Lincoln defenders. Couple guys on him, but he went up and made a nice catch.
Well, good hands. He had good hands to make that catch too, Bob, but didn't see where he came down. But official said he's in, so.
Makes it 34-7, so Kyle Walmer will attempt the extra point. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick, and it's good. 35-7 with 2:25 left. You're listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter Football. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Kyle Walmer will kick it away. Back for the Rail Splitters, Keon Carson and Isaac Decker. It's a short kick, caught at the 30, and he just takes a knee. That is Angel Harrow. He made a nice catch and said, okay, we'll take the Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down right here, and that's the way we like it, baby. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at, I believe, the 31-yard line.
31-yard line.
Angel decided, I'm just going to down it. I don't want to get my leg broken. I'm the kicker on the team. 2:17 left for the first half. You're listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter Football on 96.3 FM, somewhere over the radio, along with WLCNonline.com. Kobe Glenn split to the far side for the Railers. Here on the near side is Gabe Smith. Here's the snap and the handoff. Keon Carson trying to make the turn. Tries to break the tackle, no, and he's set down back at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, their defender got across the line, Bob, and forced him to go backwards a little bit, and which he's done before and been able to break loose, but that time he couldn't break loose, and they took him down for the loss.
Call it maybe the 23, so a 8-yard loss.
Play for the Raiders after the 23-yard line. 2nd down 18.
2nd and 18, minute 47 left for the half. O'Donohue comes out of the huddle up there on that front line. The guards are Walkendorf and Dom. The tackles Johnson and Sanders. Ledley's the tight end. Man in motion. Stevens has got the snap. Going to throw a bullet pass up the middle. Caught. And on the run. Here we go.
Oh, he fumbled.
Get on it.
And
Mahomet-Seymour got it. Pass was complete to Keon Carson, and he got tackled, and he hit the ground hard. It got knocked loose, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 for Mahomet-Seymour at the 35-yard line.
Keon did a nice job coming back to the ball to make the catch, Bob, and then was trying to outrace the guy, tried to get away from him, and they caught him from behind and knocked that ball loose, and unfortunately the Railers weren't able to get on it.
Yeah, you can't see exactly what happens on those. They're so quick. Either he hit the ground too hard or the tackler punched it out of his hands. Ball at the 35, near side hash mark, 1st and 10 for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. Minute 23 left in the first half. Mahomet-Seymour, the Bulldogs lead the Rail Splitters 35-7. Wyatt Baum out of the gun, and now a penalty on the play. Illegal procedure against the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
See, now watch, look at their alignment, Bob. They got that one wide receiver. We saw that play just a few minutes ago. He's about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage there behind the 3 wideouts.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Be 1st and 15. I see him, Coach.
Now he's coming up.
Now they got a man in motion.
Now they're switching. They got 3 wides on the right side and 1 on the left.
Baum out of the gun, waits for the snap. He's got it. Just a nice little loop pass. Screen.
To his tailback.
To the 40, 45 into Lincoln territory, and a couple guys in on the tackle there. Colby Glenn and Isaac Decker for the Rail Splitters. 1st and 10, they move the chains.
They got a lot of diverse offense, Bob. They can run it, throw it, everywhere, and different formations. They're tough to defend.
Only thing that holds this team up is moving the chains. Baum's got it. Got time. Unloads across the middles. Got his man complete. That's Quentin Rogers. Took 4 Rail Splitters to take him down, and they're going to spot the football at the Lincoln 35-yard line. Going to be another 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. As I said, the only thing that holds them up, Coach, is when they move the chains.
Yeah. Well, they don't huddle. They're ready to go.
Well-oiled machine. Baum's got the snap. Got plenty of time. Throws it out of bounds along the sideline. Had a guy wide open, but he threw it out of bounds. 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah, that stops the clock with 42 seconds left here, and you sure can't assume that they're going to keep going for the end zone here. They want to try to score one more time here before half.
We need to pick off one of those sideline passes and take it all the way. As Coach said, 42 seconds left for the half. Ball spotted at the 34-yard line. We're going to have to chip in for some lights on the scoreboard. Baum out of the gun. He takes his time. Now he's got the snap. Good pressure by the Rail Splitters, but he gets away. And on the run, finally taken down.
Nope. I think he was down. The ball came loose, but I think he was down there on about the 5-yard line. Somebody, trying to think who that Railer is, got him, finally jumped on his back and got him down.
That's the 17 of Walsh.
I think it was Ledley. Ledley made the tackle, 22 for the Rail Splitters.
Well, I think we're
1st and goal. They're just trying to figure out where to put the football.
Well, I think maybe they took a timeout. Maybe not. 31.3 seconds left here in the half. I don't know what the delay is.
The scoreboard,
they're switching balls. I don't know what happened there, but bringing in a different football, and
I think it's on
the 5-yard line, I think, isn't it?
No, he's coming back to the 8.
On the 8, yeah.
Okay, 1st and goal at the 8. Now the clock's running, 28 seconds. Baum waits for the snap. He's got it. He's got time. Throws it towards the end zone. And he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Mahomet-Seymour. And that's going to make the score 41-7. No flags on the play. Kyle Walmer will attempt the extra point for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. 19.8 seconds left for the first half. Gabe Smith going to check in for the Rail Splitters. Where's the number 3? He's a sophomore. He's got a touchdown pass this year. But he's on the defense here against the extra point this time. Gotta wait for the official to blow the whistle here so we can kick the extra point.
Yeah, the Railers.
Oh, there's a Railer down. I'm sorry.
The Railers are just, they're outmanned out there, Bob. As we said, we've got players going both ways. They do not. They go no huddle, and that speeds it up and wears you out a little faster. And pretty tough to defend for this group of Railers.
Injured rail splitter down there right by the goal line over here on the far side of the field.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there. That if he was in on the tackle or not.
Tending to him right now. So far, it's usually discipline guys shook up and they're helping him up.
That's number 1.
That's Christian Brown.
Didn't see what happened.
Junior.
Sitting up now.
Yeah, usually, if you get hit hard, you get the wind knocked out of you. It's hard to get it back together. It's not a cramp. Now they help him up. One of the coaches and the trainer. He wears one of those masks like Keon Carson. He's walking off pretty slow.
He's only 5'6", 135 pounds out there, Bob, and he's up against some big boys.
Yeah, he needs some help.
Was he down earlier in the game?
I don't think it was him.
Wasn't him? Okay.
I think it was one of the bigger guys for Lincoln. Now they're lining up for the point after touchdown. Walmer going to attempt. They lead at 41-7. Here's the snap and the placement. The boot through the uprights. That'll make it 42-7 with 19.8 seconds left for the half. We'll be back in 30.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side, member FDIC.
Guys are on the scoreboard. It's only 14-7. Here's the kick by Walmer.
Catch it. He fair caught.
And he fair catch. And this time up at the 33-yard line. So it'll be Chris Coyne, State Farm Insurance, first down for the Rail Splitters, and that's the way we like it, baby. 1st and 10, and there's Joe Dom out there for the Rail Splitters, along with O'Donohue and Sanders, those guys up on the front line. Walkendorf, you got to have them. They're the guys that make it happen. Try to hold off the big push. Angel Harrow now checking in for the Rail Splitters. Now he's coming back out. Kenai Carson's out there for the Splitters. Bunner,
they take a knee.
Took a knee, and that's going to end the first half. O'Donohue snapped it to Darren Stevens, and they're just going to run the clock down here. The score at halftime is going to be Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs, not 14, 42, and the Rail Splitters 7. Good thing Coach is watching. 42-7 here at halftime, and we're going to go to the halftime, and then we'll be back with the halftime report. Going to be a long halftime, 20 minutes since it's homecoming, and we'll be back after these messages.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hollandberry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry and Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
Running errands, shuttling kids to practices, and still have to stop by the store. Sound familiar? At Town & Country Bank, we love seeing our customers, but we know that can't always happen. That's why we make managing your money easy with our mobile app. You can deposit checks, transfer funds, or make payments through your smartphone or tablet. Plus, we offer text banking and an interactive online budget tool to keep you on track. Visit townandcountrybank.com to learn more. Town & Country Bank, side by side. Member FDIC.
Hollandberry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Hollandberry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust.
For 2022, your halftime is brought to you by Grau Incorporated at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com. That's Chris Grau and his fine crew out there at 1905 North Kickapoo Street, and they sponsor the halftime all season long here for the Lincoln Rail Splitter football team, and this is a special one on homecoming night. And here's the 2022 homecoming royalty. The freshman attendant is McKinley Stolzenberg. Her parents are Mark and Amanda Stolzenberg. Her activities are student government, dance, soccer, and golf. Her freshman escort is Preston Hunt. His parents are Judith Hunt Glenn and Michael Glenn. His activities are football, band, and student government. The sophomore attendant is Sydney Ramlow. She lives out towards where I live. Her parents are Troy and Nicole Ramlow. Her activities are volleyball, Future Farmers of America, and the 4-H Club. Her sophomore escort is Frank Sanders, our fine football player. His parents is Russ Sanders, and of course the activity for Frank is football. The junior attendant is Abby Arnold. Her parents Matthew and Carolyn Arnold. Abby's activities are cheerleading, competitive cheer team, and softball. She also lifeguards at the Lincoln Park District. And her junior escort is Riley Freetag. Her parents are Aaron and Sarah Freetag. His activities are tennis, and he lifeguards at the rec. The senior attendant is Taylor Weinbrenner. His parents are Sarah Pollock and Brandon Weinbrenner. His activities, her activities are cheerleader, National Honor Society, and student government. That's Taylor Weinbrenner, the lady senior attendant. Her escort is Jared Fultz. His parents are Amanda and Jared Fultz. His activities are football, working out, and works at Gale's Pumpkin Patch. I love Gale's Pumpkin Patch. That's a good place to go. Yeah. The senior queen is Peyton. The senior queen, yes, is Peyton Marine. Her parents, Josh and Allie Marine. Her activities are soccer, National Honor Society, and student government. And the senior king is Peyton Johnson, and his parents are Ty Johnson and Annette Costa. His activities, of course, are football, National Honor Society, and student government. And of course, always probably the main person of all of homecoming is the senior queen, I would think.
Well, I would think so, too.
Yes, sir, a Peyton Marine. And surprise, the number one float for this year is the sophomores. The sophomores chipping in with the number one float.
Yeah, there were some nice floats out there, but that was obviously or apparently the best one there. So congratulations to the sophomore class.
Yes, indeed. And the Rail Splitters trailing it here at halftime, 42-7, but they're giving it their all here on homecoming night. And the Poms, or the cheerleaders, one of them are out there on the field going through their routine. And Coach Ken Schweitzer has got he's got halftime stats, or if he wants, he can tell us the standings in the league. We've got all kinds of stuff. And of course, we'll remind you, our halftime sponsor is Grau Incorporated at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. We can phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com, or we could give you the lists of the game. We've got so many things to talk about, we can't believe it.
Well, we can't do it all at once, but let's look at a couple of stats here from the first half. There's not much positive for the Railers. They completed unofficially. We got them 5 for 13 for 101 yards passing, but he's been under duress most of the night. Darren Stevens is trying to throw with a lot of pressure, so consequently he hasn't been able to hit them all, but 5 out of 13 for 101 yards. His top receiver is Keon Carson. He's caught 2 balls for 44 yards. Rushing, we've got a modest 21 yards from Peyton Bunner, and that's our leader. They've outdistanced us on first downs. They unofficially have 12. We have 8. Penalties have been a problem. Of course, Mahomet-Seymour has had their share of penalties also, but Railers have way too many penalties also. Their only score for the Railers came in that second period with 9:37 on a 6-yard run by Keon Carson. Angel Harrow kicked the extra point to make it 21-7 at that time, but it's been mostly all Mahomet-Seymour here tonight in this first half, Bob, and they've got a potent offense, a strong defense, and they're just a tough team tonight.
And Coach, that's our good friend Joseph Patrick Ryan's Country Financial touchdown for the Lincoln Rail Splitters, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're only a touchdown away from having a running clock here, so the Railers will come out and will receive to start the second half. So it'd be nice if they could put together a drive and maybe hold off that running clock.
So here at halftime, the score: Mahomet-Seymour 42 to the Lincoln Rail Splitters 7. We're going to take a timeout here at halftime, and then we'll be back with more of the report from halftime here in the Grau Incorporated halftime show.
Riley Overton, is your band ready?
Thank you for listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter Football. Unfortunately, the score here at halftime is Mahomet-Seymour 42 and the Lincoln Rail Splitters 7. And as we always do here at halftime, it is time to check the keys of the list of the game, sponsored by Me Realty. List your home with Me Realty when it's time to sell. And if you're looking to buy, check the listings at merealty.com. And here's Coach Ken Schweitzer with the listed keys of the game.
Yeah, well, we thought these three were key for Lincoln's success, and we have not been able to cash in on any of them, and therefore we're down 42-7 at half. Number one, we said ball control, keep the ball as much as possible, keep it away from them, and we've not been able to do that as Mahomet's had the ball a good portion of that first half. Number two, minimize long plays, and we haven't been able to do that either defensively. They've had some big plays, some long plays, and and then number three, we said eliminate. Well, no, I'll go back to number two. We said tackle well, and I'm not saying that we haven't tackled well. We just haven't been able to tackle at all. They've run the ball well. They've thrown the ball well, and if you're not there, you can't tackle it. And number three, eliminate penalties. Well, we didn't do that well either. We've had unofficially 6 different penalties here in that first half alone, and that's hurt a little bit too. So maybe we'll be able to do a little better with those 3 things in the second half. But being down 6 touchdowns to 1, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
That's tonight's listed keys of the game, given to you by Coach Schweitzer, brought to you by Me Realty. When you're ready to list your home, contact the professionals at Me Realty. And you're listening to the Grau Incorporated halftime show. I'm Bobby V along with Coach Ken Schweitzer. Grau Incorporated at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln, Illinois. Phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com. That's 217-735-4444 to get your car serviced, to buy a new vehicle, get your vehicle taken care of out there, and Chris Grau and his fine crew out there will make sure you're proud of your vehicle. So, Coach, you've got a lot more things for us here at halftime. Let's take a look at them.
Okay, well, we got the conference standings here. It's entering tonight, this weekend. This is week 4 already of the football season. Of course, Mahomet-Seymour, the Bulldogs, were 2-0 in the conference, 3-0 overall. Lincoln was the number 2 in the conference, just with 1 win, 1-0 and 2-1 overall. And then you got 3 schools with 1-1 records: Mount Zion, Effingham, and Mattoon. They're all 1-1. Taylorville 0-1, and Charleston's lost their 2 conference games so far. So it's early in the season in some respects, but it's going to change week to week as you have some head-to-head competition. Tonight, of course, this game here, Mount Zion is playing at Taylorville tonight. Effingham is playing at Mattoon, and the one non-conference game this week is Charleston. They are hosting the Collinsville K-Hawks in Charleston. So that's what's happening in the conference this week. Of course, next week the Railers are playing on the road after 2 home games here. They're going to go on the road to Mount Zion and then follow that with a road game to Mattoon. So looking like we're coming out of this game with a 2-2 record after the first 4. The next 2 are going to be critical games for the Railers in their quest to get at least 5 wins and hopefully a playoff bid this year.
Coach Ken, want to remind the listeners that this is our last year in the Apollo Conference, so you won't be hearing a lot of those names anymore. It'll be a whole a new cast will be naming next year.
Yeah, last time playing Mahomet-Seymour in the regular season. And so you're right, exactly right. You see some new teams afterwards. Both teams are out here. The Railers just coming out on the field. Mahomet's been out for a couple minutes, and they're going to get their warm-up period. And while we have a minute, Bob, I said something during that first half with no time to talk about it, but over on the far sideline, on Mahomet's sideline, they've got a little tent with a big TV screen, and they're not watching cartoons. They're watching the ball game. And, when the offense on the field, the defense is over there looking at some film at the game and picking up some things, and then vice versa when the defense on the field, the offense doing the same thing. So pretty high tech for a high school program, but they're doing it, and it's probably helpful.
It certainly is. And Coach, talking about high tech, we've got the news that we're getting a new track surface out here with 8 lanes, and of course, as everybody knows, we're getting new synthetic baseball and softball fields.
Yeah, on the infields on both of those, and just taking a glance there when we came in tonight, before it got dark, looks like they're making progress and getting close to the point where they're going to be laying down those infields.
That's true. Always exciting because you have less rainouts, and you schedule more games during the season because of that, and you'll get to play a lot more games.
And won't have to reschedule games, which is always a nightmare for athletic directors in the spring. Is rescheduling is a really tough thing, and so hopefully it'll prevent a lot of that. And exciting times here at Lincoln High School on the campus.
Certainly is, and with the 8-lane track and with the exciting athletes that we have competing in track and field, that's going to be a lot of fun too. They're at least going to have one meet here this year, and I think in the future probably a lot more.
Oh yeah, hopefully, hope so.
Yeah, that's true, Coach. And here at halftime, unfortunately, Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs lead the Lincoln Rail Splitters by a score of 14-7. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back with the second half.
I know they had a couple of penalties. I just...
The Grau Incorporated halftime show here from Hanlon Field. Grau Incorporated at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com. That's Chris Grau out there with his fine crew at Grau Incorporated. And here's Coach Schweitzer with some halftime scores.
Yeah, we just got a couple of halftime scores. Mount Zion playing Taylorville. The Mount Zion Braves leading 21-0 at the half. And after 3 periods, Effingham 27, Mattoon 0.
You know what's surprising, Coach? In past years, Taylorville, the Tornadoes have been a premier football program, but we beat them last year, and it seems like they're just not what they used to be.
No, they were 2-7 last year, and they've fallen on some hard times over there. But you're right, they used to be a powerhouse, and last few years they've have not been, and so that's one we look forward to getting a victory. But we got a few games in between that before we play them on week 8.
I want to mention Chicago Street Rentals. They're our kickoff sponsor, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. That's Perry Weinbrenner and his crew. And the Bulldogs are going to kick it away to the Rail Splitters, and there's the boot. And it's going to come down to Isaac Decker. Decker's up to the 15, breaks the tackle at the 20, spins around, stays on his feet, and he's up across the 25. Isaac Decker always gets his money worth, Coach Schweitzer. And that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
Yeah, he said no matter what the score is or the situation of the game, he's playing hard out there, and give him a lot of credit. He got it out to the 25-yard line.
Nose of the football on the 25, 1st and 10 for the Rail Splitters as we start the third quarter. The Bulldogs lead the Rail Splitters 42-7, but the Rail Splitters going to have the ball first. Up on that front line for the Rail Splitters, Joe Dom, Ryan O'Donohue, Frank Sanders, Evan Wackendorf, and Tate Johnston. Here's the snap, the man in motion, and this time they hand off. Isaac Decker gets another shot at it, and he picks up,
I think
it's a loss there.
He lost a couple.
So they're knocking back a couple yards, so it'll be 2nd and 12 for the Rail Splitters. Fake the handoff to Keon Carson, and then Isaac Decker got it taken down at the 23-yard line, as I said, to make it 2nd and 12.
Yeah, at halftime, you figure you go in and make some adjustments, but not sure what you do in a situation like this with a team that, just be honest, they're a superior team out there, and it's tough to play against.
Jaden Ledley at tight end for the Rail Splitters. There's the handoff to Keon Carson, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. And that looks back around the 15-yard line.
It looked like the Railers were in an unbalanced line there that time, Bob. I mean, I'm not sure, but it looked like they were unbalanced to the left where they would get some extra blocking, but it didn't help because they got penetration and got Carson in the backfield.
Colby Glenn checks in for the Rail Splitters. You're right, Coach. Just far superior team breaking in there, and now Lincoln's in big trouble. 3rd and 19, back at their own 16-yard line. Gabe Smith here, split to the near side. O'Donohue snaps to Stevens. He got a little time along the sideline. He just got to throw it out of bounds. Coverage was too tough. Isaac Decker was well covered over there, and now Lincoln going to have to punt it away deep in their own territory. Jaden Ledley will punt it away on the long snap from Isaac Decker. You're listening to 96.3 FM somewhere over the radio for the Lincoln Rail Splitter Experience here from Hanlon Field on homecoming night. A lot of years having their reunions this year. I heard at halftime. Another one's the 1992 class of 92 also having a reunion tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what homecoming's all about. A lot of things, but that's one of them.
Ledley going to be booted away. I spent my homecomings working till midnight at Kroger's. Always exciting cleaning the floors there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, did a good job. Here's the snap to Ledley. Kicks it from about the 3-yard line, but he gets away a good boot. And it's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Mahomet-Seymour in excellent field position.
It just looks like one of those upbacks there, personal protectors, would step out to the right. That would slow down those two rushers and give him a little more time to kick the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time. Same way with Darren Stevens on the quarterback position.
You know, if the rush comes up the middle, we're good. We're covered there, but it's coming from the outside, and we're not stepping out there and slowing anybody down.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 24. Wyatt Baum, the lone man in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to the far side, 2 here to the near side. No doubt what they're going to do. Oh, good pressure. Now he's going to have to run with it and throw it up ahead. And that looks like a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a nice catch. I mean, you give them credit. They execute, but...
44-yard touchdown.
That was...
he was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, that was Walsh. Valiant Walsh. So that makes the score 48-7. And Walmer will attempt the extra point again. Didn't take him long. As they get ready for the snap and the placement, Walmer, an excellent kicker. We watched him in the warm-ups. Here's the snap, the boot, and it is through the uprights. That'll make the score Mahomet-Seymour 49 and the Rail Splitters 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We said at 1909 North Kickapoo Street, Chicago Street Rentals, and kicking it away will be the big guy Walmer for the Bulldogs from his own 40-yard line, and backer Keon Carson and Isaac Decker for Lincoln. Keon Carson wears the number 24. Isaac Decker wears the number 13. And here's the boot, another short pop-up. And get her hands on it. Got to grab it. Hurry up. Oh, no, he didn't jump on it. He touched it, and now it's going to be Mahomet ball.
Just kick it out of bounds. Yeah, they didn't do that.
The Lincoln player touched it, and then he acted like it was just, he was going to let it roll dead. Well, once you touch it.
Well, once it goes 10 yards, it's live ball, yeah.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs deep in Lincoln territory.
That's.
And one of the players giving it to the official for Mahomet. And we'll get ready to go. 1st and 10 again from the no-huddle offense of the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs.
That's you don't credit Mahomet with that one. It's all on Lincoln for that play right there.
23-yard line.
No doubt about it. Ball at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 from Mahomet-Seymour, and we've got the running clock now with the extended score of 49-7. Once the running clock stops, it doesn't quit, no matter what the score. Bomb's got it. Throws it across the middle. Complete at the 15, the 10, 5, cuts for the end zone, and another touchdown for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. And that's going to up the score for the Bulldogs into the 50s now. 56 to 7.
Well,
55-7. I'm sorry.
If you look down there, the middle is just wide open. There's no defenders anywhere close to that play, and makes it easy for the offense. That's for sure.
And now Walmer going to get a chance to kick it through the uprights again. 9:01 remaining in the football game, and they start the clock. And we wait for the snap and the placement, and there it is. Here's the kick by Walmer, and it is through the uprights. That'll make it 56-7, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Extra points is good.
Located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Perry Weinbrenner and his fine staff. Go ahead, Coach.
No, they certainly don't deserve it, but we've been giving them some gifts here tonight. They don't need it.
No.
And we still gifted them at least a couple of these touchdowns.
So they'll probably pooch kick it again. Walmer, and he does. This time we'll get it right. And that's Keon Carson. He says, the heck with it. I'm going to run with it. He snuck up there instead of being back at his deep position, but he's taken down back behind the 20-yard line. He tried to bust it loose around the wide side of the field, but they hold their positions coming down the field.
Well, that's a discipline thing there, is staying in your alley, staying in your lanes and fill them, and they do a pretty nice job of it. And he tried to backtrack a little bit and get to the outside, but they stopped him on the 20-yard line.
And that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it for the Rail Splitters. Colby Glenn split wide to the far side of the field. He's the lone receiver for the Rail Splitters in that wing formation. Lone running back with Darren Stevens waiting for the snap from O'Donohue. High snap. He's got to go back and get it and just fall on it. Now the ball's back within the 9-yard line.
Well, when it rains, it pours. Nothing goes right. And that time, a little high snap, and he just didn't concentrate on it and got over his hands.
So now it's going to be a long second down, and now with the running clock, the game's not going to take long. Third quarter, 6:25 left for the third quarter. Mahomet-Seymour leads the Rail Splitters 56-7. Again, it's Colby Glenn split wide to the far side of the field. Darren Stevens now comes up under center. He's got the snap. Hands off to Keon Carson. Keon tripped up and spun down.
He's grabbed him by the shoulder, jersey or shoulder, and spun him down. As you say, he's not a big kid, and his forte is speed.
Loss of a yard.
And if they get a hold of him, he's coming down.
Yep, somebody's got a hold of your shoulder pad. You're not going anywhere. 3rd and 21 for the Rail Splitters at the 9. 5:46 for the game, and now Kenai Carson's going to check in. Stevens talking to Coach Silkowski. He's going back into the huddle. And they've probably got a lot of substitutions in for Mahomet-Seymour by now.
Yeah, we can't tell that. They haven't figured them all out, but
66 people on the roster.
Should have by now if they haven't.
Darren's got the snap, rolls out to his right, back at the end zone, and all he can do is just throw it away. He's got 3 guys chasing him down back there. So that's going to bring up a 4th down, and Jaden Ledley's going to have the tough job of kicking it out of his own end zone.
Yeah, let's see if maybe we'll block those guys coming in from the outside this time.
Under 5 minutes now for the third quarter, 56-7.
Jaden's a good kicker when he has a little time, but he hasn't had much time tonight.
No, he certainly hadn't. He needs, like you said, a couple of blocks to help him out. This time, they're not even sending anybody back. Jaden Ledley wears the number 22 for the Rail Splitters. He's a senior, 6'2", 160-pounder. Plays both sides of the football. And he's the punter. Here's the snap. And he gets it away. High end-over-end kick, and it's going to take a Lincoln bounce. And it's going to roll all the way past the 40 and then down there at the 41-yard line. That's Angel Harrow who downs the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Lincoln 41 for the Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs. And actually, they're taking their time now. They're huddled up, and now they're going to come out on the field. Of course, this might be a completely new squad. We'll have to check and see who's at quarterback. I think they're going to bring out a new quarterback.
I see some different numbers out there.
Yeah, 15. They got a new quarterback out there. That is Luke Dyer. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 165-pounder. Got the snap, hands off to his big fullback, and he makes the surge forward and gets up across the 35-yard line. That was Riken Kirby.
The Railers just have not been able to, and it's not just this game, but they have a hard time stopping runs up the middle.
2nd and 4, I formation. Got the new quarterback in there. Where's the number 15? Here's the snap. He hands to the tailback. Same guy. They grab his jersey, but he breaks the tackle.
Yeah, they don't tackle him. He just breaks tackles.
And he rambles all the way down, maybe across the 20-yard line. And they'll move the chains to 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
The Railers at times are blitzing some of those linebackers, and that's nice if it works. But if they don't get there, then that leaves the secondary right wide open, and they get running room and passing room under there.
Luke Dyer, this time going to come up under center. He's a sophomore. Quarterbacking for the Bulldogs. Long count. Extremely long count. And they finally hand it off. Runner stays on his feet, and they have a tough time taking him down to short of the 5-yard line.
Gets to the line of scrimmage and gets through untouched, but then, as you said, Bob, green shirts start to grab him, but they can't get him down, and he just drags a few extra yards with him.
1st and goal for the Bulldogs. 2:08 left for the third quarter. 56-7 Bulldogs. Ball at the 7-yard line. And you can tell the new squad's in there. They're having a tough time getting their act together for the Bulldogs. Now here they go. Dyer, the quarterback, still looking back at the sideline. And they're just letting that play clock run down. Dyer up under center. Here's the snap. They just snap it directly to the running back.
He tried to. He had a receiver open there, and he had a pretty decent throw there, and they just didn't catch it.
So 2nd and goal. Frank Sanders checking back in for the Rail Splitters.
2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. Minute 18 left for the third. Here's the snap. And the run.
He's down.
And the Railers stop him maybe right at the 5-yard line. A couple-yard pickup there, so it'll be 3rd and goal.
Stop at the 5-yard line, 3rd and goal.
Under a minute now in the third quarter. Mahomet-Seymour leads it 56-7. You're listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter Football on 96.3 FM. Now they come to the line of scrimmage. They'll let that play clock run down. Quarterback looking back at the tailback. Here's the snap. He hands it off. Right side, and
there's a penalty.
A penalty. Went into the end zone, but his coach said a penalty.
Penalty flag on the play.
think that's going to be a hold, I think. Yep.
Olin Grant checking in for the Rail Splitters. He's a junior, 6'1", 180.
Well, that'll get us down to the, that'll run the clock out to the end of the quarter here, Bob. We'll start the fourth quarter here on the other side, other south end of the field.
So the score here going to be at the end of the third quarter. Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs on the road with an undefeated record lead the Lincoln Rail Splitters 56-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Holland Berry and Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located.
It wasn't going to be an easy night, and it's proven to be exactly right. As you said, they came in with a 3-0 record and dominated their three opponents, and Railers just have not been able to play with them. Right now, you got to play with the idea of looking ahead. Next week will be a big game for the Railers playing at Mount Zion.
Well, coming in, Coach, we were talking before the game. They've been giving up 2 touchdowns a game. We got to pick up a touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, that's true too. We got to get the possession first before we can do that. But again, it's been hard to move the ball.
3rd and goal from the 15.
3rd and goal from the 15 for the Bulldogs. Dyer, the sophomore quarterback, out of the shotgun, waits for the snap. He's got it. He's going to pass for the end zone, and they got a touchdown. That was number 81, I believe, and that is Ray Long, 6'3", 210 on the pass from Dyer for the touchdown. That's going to be another 6 points for the Bulldogs. No flags on the field. So that's going to give them 62 points, and they'll attempt the extra point. And again, that'll be Mr. Walmer, Kyle Walmer, the big guy, 6', 240. Will attempt the extra point to start the fourth quarter. On the placement, that's going to be Adam Dyer, quarterback's brother. Here's the snap, the placement, the kick, and it's through the uprights. I'll make the score. Mahomet-Seymour 63, Lincoln 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Of equipment out there, unbelievable. You name it. I was out there looking for some scaffolding the other day, and a young guy by the name of Bob was very helpful, and we'll get the job done. Chicago Street Rentals sponsors all our kickoffs, and Walmer going to kick it away for the Bulldogs from his own 40-yard line. Keon Carson, number 24, and Isaac Decker, number 13, both of them back for the kick. And here it is. And it's going to be a long one to Isaac Decker at the 6, to the 10. Isaac Decker up to the 15, looks for blocking and breaks a tackle. Cuts back across the field at the 20, stays on his feet, up across the 25-yard line. He's tough to catch.
Yeah, there's a flag down. All that zigzagging is great, but usually it forces someone to do a hold or a push or illegally, and that's exactly the call. So it's going to lose some of those yardage, and but Decker's always looking. He's trying to find running room somewhere.
He is, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down. Clock on the move quickly now. 9:08 left for the football game. Next week we'll be in Mount Zion. Make the trip over there. It's not very far.
No, that's not a bad trip. And the Braves, when we had their score at halftime, they were winning pretty easily against Taylorville, so they will go in 3-1 next week. Their lone loss, of course, was to this Mahomet-Seymour team, 49-14 last week.
Last Friday night. So it's 1st and 10. Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down for the Rail Splitters at their own 8-yard line. Darren Stevens, the quarterback's got the snap. He's going to throw across the middle to Isaac Decker, and Decker's on the run at the 30, stays on his feet to the 32. Nice pass from Darren Stevens to Isaac Decker, and that's going to be a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down, and that's the way we like it, baby.
There was a defender close to Decker there, and I was worried that it was going to get intercepted, but Decker made the catch and a nice run afterwards out to the 31.
Jaden Ledley checking in for the Rail Splitters. Darren Stevens has got the play from Coach Matt Silkowski, and we're ready to go. The Rail Splitters, the green, the home green tonight. Ryan O'Donohue up over the football. Gabe Smith split here to the near side. Stevens looks along. Now he's got the snap. He hands it off to Keon Carson at the 30. Keon on his feet to the 35, to the 40. Avoids the tackle. Now he's across the 45 to the 50, to the 45, 40, 35, 30, 20. Keon Carson's going to take it into the end zone for the touchdown. And there's that second touchdown we were talking about, Coach. Keon Carson from the 31-yard line. Very nifty runner. He picks his places where he wants to go, and then he just puts in the afterburners and scores.
Yeah, there were a couple of people had chances near the line of scrimmage, but as soon as he broke past that and used that speed to run away from some tacklers, and then as he got into the open, just outraced into the end zone.
63-13, 7:01 for the game, and Angel Harrow will attempt the extra point. It'll be O'Donohue on the snap. Decker will be on the placement. There it is. There's the kick. And a nice kick by Angel. He puts it through the uprights and will make the score. Mahomet-Seymour 63 and Lincoln 14. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Lincoln Rail Splitter football on the air. They score the big touchdown to make it 63-14. The running clock, though, there's only 5:55 left for the homecoming game tonight. And Angel Harrow kicked the extra point, and now he'll kick the football away. And as always, our kickoff sponsored by Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Jaden Ledley checking in for the Rail Splitters. Also out there, Kobe Glenn, the Carson brothers, Keon and Kenai, right here on this side of the field. Let's see who else is out there for Lincoln. That's number 7. That is Ryan Frugier for the Rail Splitters. Number 11, of course, is Peyton Bunner. And now Angel going to kick it away from his own 40-yard line. Oh, a wicked low-line drive. And it's going to go out of bounds deep in Mahomet-Seymour territory. That was a nice kick by Angel, the coach.
Well, it went out of bounds, so it's a penalty. They can take it. In the first half, they forced Lincoln to re-kick it, but they have an option, so I think they're going to just take it on the 35-yard line, I think.
Okay, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 35-yard line. And they lead 63-14.
Yep.
Who do they play next week?
Mahomet-Seymour is playing Charleston at home.
Wow.
At home next week.
They'll put a bad whooping on those young men. 1st and 10 at the 35. Dyer in there at quarterback. I believe they may have brought in another quarterback. Here's the snap. And they snapped it to the running back. They didn't snap it to Dyer, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
The ball carrier again, brought down by Stokes.
Owen Grant in there for the Rail Splitters, along with Jared Fultz. Keon Carson still in the ball game, along with Isaac Decker. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 35-yard line. Dyer, the quarterback. They mix it up. They either hike it to him or the running back. We'll see what they do this time. Man in motion this time, and he's getting the football on the handoff from Dyer around the left side, and he's ran down from behind. That's number 41 for the Rail Splitters, and that is Jared Fultz on the tackle.
Good pursuit there by the Railer defense as he went, tried to run outside to the left side. Lincoln didn't get across the line of scrimmage, but they ran him down there for just short gain.
Checking in for the Rail Splitters, Court Pentecost. Isaac Decker coming off the field. That could be it for him tonight, along with Colby Glenn. Dyer, out of the shotgun's got the snap, wants to throw, a lot of pressure, and he's taken down from behind. Good job by the Rail Splitter defense there. Owen Grant made him change his route, and then he was tackled from behind.
I thought that was Court Pentecost, but I may have the wrong guy. I thought that was a 32 out there.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, he just checked in. So 4th down for the Bulldogs. 2:35 left for the game. As we said, next week we'll be in Mount Zion. A lot of people in town. I think I'll go down to town and see a few of them. Guys I used to work with coming back to Lincoln. Although my class doesn't have a reunion tonight. My brother will be in town. He was in the class of 70.
Oh, well, you'll run him down somewhere.
Johnny V. Yeah, he'll be downtown at one of the fine establishments in Lincoln, Illinois.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean literally run him down. I mean, go find him, yeah.
Yeah, well, neither one of us can run anymore. So, is that a penalty? And they marked off a penalty against Mom, probably delay a game or something. But there's only 1:50 left in the game.
I tell you that we had a nice crowd tonight, Bob, and a lot of people are still here as we get just about finished. So give the crowd a lot of credit for hanging out here.
Also in there for the Rail Splitters is number 9, Aiden Crane. He's a sophomore. As Coach mentioned before Pentecost.
It's 4th down. I'm not sure what they want to do here or what they're going to do here, but if they keep it up, well, they're going to let the play clock run down.
Also in there for the Railers, Garrett Boward. He's a junior. And trying to pick up some of the guys that are at least getting out on the field.
They're taking a timeout, so that does stop the clock.
Derek Zupstich is out there for the Railers. So if the clock stopped, we'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll pay some more of the sponsors. Mahomet-Seymour going to win at 63-14. There was a timeout on the field, and now Mahomet-Seymour coming back out. It's going to be 4th and 8 for the Bulldogs. They're going to punt it away. Walmer also punts it for him. Nobody back for the Rail Splitters. As wait for the long snap. That's when they'll start the clock again. 1:14 left in the football game. There's the snap. Now Walmer boots it away. He's a good punter too. And it's going to go out of bounds somewhere around the Lincoln 30-yard line.
It hit the 30-yard marker over there, so that's where it's going to be. And
goes out of bounds about the 30-yard line.
He's probably a good golfer too.
Clock's going to run out. The Railers probably have to run at least one play here.
In there for the Rail Splitter is Zach Hooley. He's a freshman, 6'4", 270. making sure they get on the right side of the field now. Ball's at the 30, as we said, and it's a Chris Coyne State Farm Insurance first down. And the Rail Splitters line it up.
They're just going to take a knee, I think, and let the clock run out. Yep, that's going to be
That's it. That was, I believe that was Darren. Was he still in there? Yeah, that was Darren Stevens that took the knee. So, final score is going to be Mahomet-Seymour Bulldogs 63 and the Lincoln Rail Splitters 14. And there's good sportsmanship always at the end of the game. Both teams lining up to shake hands. We'll take a 30-second timeout, and then we'll be back to wrap it up.
Holland, Berry & Bennett Funeral Home was built on a tradition of trust and caring. Located in Lincoln, Holland, Berry & Bennett is family-owned and operated, offering loved ones comfortable facilities and caring professionals Chris and Leslie Bennett. Loss of a loved one is one of the most difficult challenges anyone can face, and it's important to have a funeral home you can trust to provide peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com.
You've been listening to Lincoln Rail Splitter Football. As we told you, next weekend we'll be on the road. Hope you listen to the broadcast. We usually come on around 6:50 against Mount Zion, and that'll be our last time over there in the Apollo Conference. So always good to go over there to play against Mount Zion. A good competition over there. And Coach Schweitzer pretty much ended up like we thought it would. Mahomet-Seymour, a very good program, and they were able to knock the Rail Splitters off 63-14. So the Rail Splitters now go 2-2 on the campaign, and Mahomet-Seymour at 4-0.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game coming in. We're hoping to do a few things a little better than we did tonight, maybe contain them a little more, but we just were outmanned and not able to stay with them. Only highlight for the Railers, 2 touchdowns, both runs by Keon Carson, one of 69 yards, and the other one was a 6-yard run there in the second period. But other than that, not much to talk about for this game. Hopefully most people are healthy. I see a couple of Railers out there without their pads on, so hope those aren't serious injuries, and get ready for a big one next week at Mount Zion.
So it was homecoming night here, so a good crowd showed up, and a good crowd from Mahomet-Seymour. Final score, Mahomet-Seymour 63, the Rail Splitters 14. I want to thank General Manager Jim Ash for keeping us on the payroll and bringing the sponsors in, along with Lloyd Kirby. Lloyd up on the deck, who televises it for you and archives it for you. If you want to watch some of the highlights, Lloyd's going to have them for you. And of course, we want to thank Joe Lee back at the station for running everything to keep us on the air on the radio on 96.3 FM. I want to thank all our fine sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. And of course, our fans. Our fans out there are the ones that we enjoy doing the broadcast for. And of course, my good friend and partner, Coach Ken Schweitzer, and he'll be heading downtown with me after the game. And should be a lot of fun, and we'll tell you about it when we get to Mount Zion. But thanks for listening. The final score, unfortunately, the Mount Zion Bulldogs 63 and the Lincoln Rail Splitters 14. This is Bobby V reporting. Thanks for listening.
WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com present Lincoln Community High School Rail Splitter Football. WLCN's live stream video coverage of Railer football is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Chestnut Health Systems, offering a comprehensive scope of behavioral health and human services in Illinois and Missouri. Phone 888-924-3786. Me Realty, locally owned and operated. Me Realty is Logan County's top producing real estate agency year after year. Call 217-735-5424 or browse listings online at merealty.com. Farm and Home Supply. Shop Farm and Home Supply for all your farm, home, and outdoor needs. Stop by at 1501 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Triplet Heating and Cooling, servicing all brands of residential and commercial HVAC systems in the Lincoln and Logan County area. Call 217-651-8683, Triplet Heating and Cooling, an authorized Bryant dealer. Holland, Berry & Bennett Funeral Home, providing peace of mind while adhering to the highest standards of care. Family owned and operated by Chris and Leslie Bennett. Call 217-732-2638 or learn more at hbbfh.com. Town & Country Bank, a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer football. Town & Country Bank helps empower the financial well-being of communities, one person at a time. Online at townandcountrybank.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Rail Splitter football. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.